Make
Yeah.
of some of the efforts from the state and the administration to try to clear people out of the park?
Well, I wasn't here. I was out of town, so I don't have to comment on it. But I mean, just as an observer, and from what I could see in the paper, I would think this is the type of thing we should be encouraging, not discouraging. This you couldn't have a better behaved crew of citizens expressing their concerns and their dissent and their advocacy for what I think are the right causes. So I don't think that was appropriate. This is city land, by the way. On the other side of those trees is state land.
So
Does
they,
it say that this group has come to this position to feel it's necessary to camp out here?
Well, I think this is a national and an international movement. We have it in Wall Street, we've got it in London, we have it here in the Empire State's state capital. And I think people recognize, we don't tax people in this country, we tax wealth. And what we're talking about is taxing the wealth of the nation. And the alarming number that comes out, and I'm an historian and most of you know that, is that you'll hear all these statistics, the worst disparity of an imbalance of the very rich and the very poor since 1929. And you don't need a PhD in American studies to know what 1929 was. Our middle class has just been eaten away and undermined now for a very, very long time through a lot of efforts from people who make extraordinary salaries, many, many more times than the people that work for them. The shrinking middle class is an American crisis, if not a worldwide crisis. So I think it's something that has to be expressed. It's good to see citizens that have the guts and the ambition to come out, sacrifice, obviously. It's not going to be warm here tonight, to make a very, very strong statement. I support that effort and support that statement.
Do you think the governor went a little overboard in his response?
I don't know what the governor did. I only know what I read in the papers. I would think it would be out of character from what I would expect, particularly from a Democratic governor, to discourage a well-behaved dissent. And I think the attorneys that apparently advised Mayor Jennings that you could be charged with a discriminatory carrying out of the law or enforcement of the law, I think that's absolutely right. And they mentioned that people were allowed to stay here during the Abdou Diallo trial, but that isn't the only time. Every February, we have Donna Di Maria and the Homeless Action Group has college kids from all over and other people who are concerned who have a sleep out in the park every February in Townsend Park, which is less than a mile from here, straight up the street. So this custom of staying overnight to show how much you care about this issue is very important. And I can remember years ago, I forget what the issue was, when a number of Democratic state senators set up their tents in West Capitol Park and stayed overnight as well. So I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it's a good thing, and I think that's what this country is all about, to have visible dissent on a cause that I think is critical to all Americans and beyond.